Welcome everyone. Hang on a minute. Let me get my camera flipped over. Oh, goodness gracious. Let me tell you. It's always something. Let me see how I can do this. Hang on a minute. And now I got to get my camera flipped over. I am so sorry. Facebook keeps putting me as I'm a market selling things, and it's driving me crazy. So give me a second so I can get over here and flip my cameras around. And now, there we go. There we go. Hello, everyone. Let me get the comments loaded in. My apologies. You know, nothing like starting 10 minutes early, and I still can't get this thing on time. So it's connecting to Facebook now so I can see your comments. There we go. Hi, everyone. I am so sorry. It's always, you know, it's a challenge with me. What can I say? I don't know what it is. I guess because I moved this over into a group, it thinks I'm trying to sell something because I'm putting in there a Facebook Live and doing cards. And when I go over there, it's got me selling stuff in the marketplace. So I have to go in and turn off the sales format. And then for whatever reason, I put a notice up for an event, but I think that might have screwed things up too because it kept saying, excuse me, it kept saying, go live now. And I'm thinking, I don't want to go live. So I switched that to 9 o'clock because it said I can't delete it. So I'll have to try to delete it later. I didn't want to take the time to do that. So anyways, welcome everyone. It's me. I'm back. Hopefully you, it's the comedy hour again with Shall We Stamp. So let me get myself situated. How's everybody doing? It is hot and humid here in Florida. I just want to let y'all know that. We were up in Maine. We had a nice time, but Chuck's cousin's building a cabin. I mean, it's a house on the lake, and it's a beautiful house. I mean, it's just gorgeous. His girlfriend, partner, whatever you want to call her, she designed the house, and oh my goodness, it's still under construction, but it's really, really pretty. It's going to be gorgeous once it's finished, but we had no internet. We had no Wi-Fi. All we could do was use our phones on the satellites, and then you had to walk outside of the house. So it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Hi, Karen Jo. Oh, you're welcome for the cards. 79 in New York. Hey, Denise. How's everything? Yeah, it's hot. You know, not that I wanted you to move away, but let me tell you, it's too hot to even be outside. I mean, you walk out, it's just stifling. So anyways, my apologies for the lateness again. I'm not sure what to do about this, to be honest with you. I guess maybe I need to sign on at 20 till, which gives me 20 minutes to try to get my act together with Facebook. I don't know. I have no idea what to do. But anyways, we're here, so that's good. Okay, so let's give it, it's 7:09. We'll give it one more minute and then we'll get started. So if you're new, if you haven't announced your name when you come on, please do, because as in groups, Facebook does not let us see who's commenting. It just says user. So if you would use your name and say whatever it is you want to say. When I go back and look at the actual video, then I can see who said it, but while we're live, I can't see any names. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up, and I live in hot, humid, the Villages, Florida. That's where I'm at. And I have been a demonstrator for 10 years. And let's see, what else? I do classes mainly online, but I think I actually have my first live in-person class this Thursday. I've set 2 sessions, and I'm keeping it very limited due to COVID. We're in a we're going right back into the high risk here in Florida. So everybody, I only have 5 people coming, which is fine. So we can safely distance ourselves and all that good stuff. One thing I did want to mention, I'm gonna flip the camera down. I know that a lot of demonstrators are join and watch, which is fine, welcome. But if you're not a demonstrator and you have a long list of products that you'd like to purchase, you could join as a discount shopper. And what that means is that you get to choose $125 in product for $99. And for this month only in August, you get to choose 369. You get to choose a bundle out of 12 bundles that range anywhere from $30-some up to $60. That's in addition to the $125 that you get to choose. You'll get a paper pumpkin kit in your, which is a crafting kit. You'll get business supplies, but if you don't want to do this as a business, that's fine. You can join as a discount shopper. You'll join my team of crafty girls. And I have demonstrators all across the East Coast. So I'd love to have you join my team. If you are have any questions or anything, just message me. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. But this is something that's running. I don't know if it's through the end of this month or through, well, it probably tells me right in here if I read the thing. Hang on a minute. Let me see. Let me find I don't have my catalog. But anyways, just sign up for the end of the month. That's probably the best thing to do. Hi, Judy from over here in the Wildwood area. And Donna in Pennsylvania, welcome. Okay, so since I was late getting started, we're going to do 2 cards tonight. If you do want to place an order with me, here is my shopping code. So if your order is less than $150, please use that code. It notifies me, and then you'll get a gift from me the following month through September. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So you can join and get this bundle offer through September. So pardon me. Would help if I'd get my act together, right? I always get flustered when this thing doesn't go live the right way. But anyway, so make sure that you comment and or share. If you do, your name goes into a drawing. So every Tuesday afternoon, I draw names from the previous week, which obviously was not last week because I wasn't here. So Faye from the Eastern Shore of Virginia and Amy Banks in Norfolk, Virginia, you all will receive the cards that we made 2 weeks ago, which is the hat cards. And Amy, since your son is in the Army, I'm going to send you the Army card, okay? So those, and I have your addresses, so you don't need to worry about that. So let's go ahead and start stamping. So I think the first card that I'm going to work with, we're going to use the Nuts About Squirrels. I think we're going to go with this one first. This is such a cute little set. It's a 2-step stamping. So if you're new to stamping, you stamp the outline, which is this one here, and then this one you come back, and this you stamp your colored ink on it, and then you stamp over top this one, and that gives your squirrel their color. And I'm going to give you some tips on if you don't get it quite accurate. And okay, so that's that. And this is, I mean, it's a really cute stamp set. I want to say this is probably, and I'm terrible. My book's in the other room. I keep it next to my my computer in the other room, my catalog, but I want to say it's probably $18, $19. It's not much at all. And this is a photopolymer, and what that means, it's a see-through, so you can actually see through these stamps, okay? And then Stampin' Up! Has started putting the images on the inside of the back cover, so that way you can place your image down, and then you can see that I'm missing, several stamps. So isn't that clever? So this is what we're going to be working with. And let me pull in, this is the stamp that we're going to make. I'm actually going to duplicate the same thing. Isn't this cute? And this is using Cajun Craze, and this is 4 1/4 by 11. So it's 4 1/4 by 11, and you're going to score this at 5 1/2. Let me pull in my actual card kit. And I think next month, I'm going to start doing something a little bit different, where if you place orders with me, I'm thinking about maybe offering free card kits. So I'm still trying to decide if I want to do that or not. So we'll see. I'll keep y'all posted. All right, so Cajun Craze, 4 1/4 by 11. And we're going to fold it in half, or you can use your paper cutting, your scoring tool or your paper trimmer, and score it at 5 1/2. I'm just going to fold it in half and use my bone folder, and hopefully I am in focus. I think I'm good. Okay, so this is our card base. This is what we're going to use, and it's one that you can stand up, so it will stand up like a tent. All right, we're going to set this off to the side because we're not going to use this right now. Now, the next thing we're going to take is a piece of basic white, which is let me start back. It's 4 inches by 5 1/4. And that's going to be our first layer on the card, but we're going to do some stamping first. So for those of you that may be new, you always want to stamp first before the squirrel stamps at 17. So whoever told me that, thank you very much. Someone's got to keep me straight. So what you want to do, you do not want to adhere anything until you do all your stamping. And the reason for that is that if you make a boo-boo, then our paper's two-sided, so you can flip it over and stamp it again. Okay? Let me grab my piece of paper. So in the event that I stamp off, I don't want to get it all over my table. So let me get a piece of, this is our grid paper that goes in our Stamparatus, which is a stamp positioning tool. I probably should use that one tonight, actually, now that I think about it. It'd probably work well with the coloring, but that's okay. I'm going to show you a trick on what we can do otherwise. And let me, hang on a second, let me see let me go get a baby wipe. 1 second. Give me 1 second. I gotta get my microphone off. I'm coming. I forgot to bring a paper towel, so we're gonna use a baby wipe. Okay, hang on a minute, I'm coming back. Oh my gosh, okay. I put my microphone there, maybe you can hear me better. Okay, all right, thank you for sharing, whoever shared that. Okay, so 4 by 5 1/4, we're going to stamp some leaves on here, and then I'll give you the other measurements as we get started. So I am going to use the leaf. We got 2 leaves. Let me show you in the picture here because it's probably going to be easier. We're going to use this leaf here. I thought there was 2 leaves. Why do I have 2? Oh, wait a minute. Oh yes, we're using this, duh. We're using this one and this one. And we're stamping in the colors of, we're gonna do Mango Melody, Pear Pizzazz, and Early Espresso, which is gonna be our limb. So we've got our limb there. So I'm gonna pull my 2 little stamps off, and I'm gonna borrow this little block from the next card. So we're gonna use that. And let's go ahead, let me put this over here so I don't lose that little guy. And we'll put this one here. Now what I did on this card, if you see there's 2 green, this is Pear Pizzazz. These are a 1/2 inch by, I want to say it's 3 and, hang on a minute. It's a 1/2 inch and 4 1/2. Okay, so it's a 1/2 inch by 4 1/2. And what I did ran that through the embossing folder, which is the greenery embossing folder. It's the one for the small embossing machine, and it's got the leaves, and then this one has leaves at the bottom and at the top. So I thought this was really cute. The first one that I made that I showed you, I used this design, and this one I went ahead and pre-did everything because I didn't want it to take too long. All right, so let's go ahead and start with our base here. Now we're going to do some stamping off as well, and what that means is we're going to stamp, and then we may stamp off on a scrap piece of paper so we get a lighter color. And I'll show you. So this is Early Espresso, and I'm just going to stamp some trees. We're just a branch. And I'm just going to do this around the outside. It's because we're only really going to see, really I could just do the top and the bottom. I did do the sides, but they're going to be covered up. So however you want to do it, and I'll do some on the sides as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get some ink on our little tree branch, and I'm just randomly going to stamp this. And I'm going to put them up because I want our leaves to be seen, so I'm just going to kind of stamp this kind of like that so we can get some, so that way we'll have enough leaves that we can see. And I'm just stamping this full on ink. And then I might come down here just a little bit. I know we're not going to see these, but I want to do that. Okay, and then I'm flipping it around because it's easier for me to stamp. And I'm just going to stamp here. And it's just a random. There's no right or wrong way on how to do this. And I'm just stamping them just so that we can get some leaves on here. And we'll just stick one here. All right, so that's what we got. Oh, you know what? I went and got, oh, here it is. I soaked my chamois and left it in the sink so that it could get cleaned off, and brought it over here and then left it sitting, so it's right here. All right, so let's go ahead and let me get that cleaned off. I'm going to put my ruler to hold that open. Now I'm going to come back with my leaf. I've got 2 different leaf stamps that I'm going to use. So I'm going to pull those in, and we're going to do the Pear Pizzazz, and we're going to do, oh, you know what? Did I bring I forgot my Cajun Craze, didn't I? I got to go get my Cajun Craze. See, I told you I'm going crazy. All right, let me get my Cajun craze. Lord, child. Cajun craze. Good thing my stamp room's not that big. I only have to take like four or five steps to get to the other side. All right. So I think the first thing we'll do, let's go ahead and do our Cajun craze. That one's going to be a little dark, so I'm probably going to stamp off on that one. And I'm going to kind of rotate the leaves. I don't know why I pulled this one out. We don't need this one. I'm not sure why I did that. So we'll put that back there. We're just going to use this one leaf, and we're just going to change the color. So we're going to do this leaf several times, but I do want to stamp it off because it is kind of dark. So I'm just going to kind of randomly, are y'all hanging in there with me? I'm just going to randomly stamp this. I'm going to stamp off, means I'm stamping it on my paper, on my scrap, and then so it just kind of lightens up. I don't want it to be too dark. All right, and let me flip it around, and then I'm going to come back and stamp the other colors in between. So we're going to try to make it look like it's on the paper, but you know, who knows? We got one down here. We'll put this one here. And we'll put this one here. Kind of looking a little crooked, aren't they? We'll put this one there. All right. So let's clean this off. Now we're going to come back. Let's do the pear pizzazz. Let's do the green. And then we'll do mango. No, let's do mango next. And then we'll do the green. So this is Mango Melody. I never use this. It's very rare. And I like the color, so I'm not quite sure why I don't use it. But I don't. So we're just going to do some little, all I'm doing is just, oops. Now look, see, I can come back over that and try to, I'm doing this without, all right, it's okay. You know, if you're new to my channel watching me, you'll see that I don't get too freaked out about making, their opportunities is how I look at it. So we're just going to do some random stamping with the mango. We'll come back and fill in with our pear pizzazz. So we'll give this some more, added some additional color. We'll put this one down here. Probably won't be able to see that one, but that's all right. Okay, that's good. All right, and then we're going to come back with our pear pizzazz. I just thought this was a really cute stamp set. And let's bring in our pear pizzazz. And we're going to stamp that. So we're going to put, whoops, get some ink on there. You can hardly see it. So we'll stamp that there. There we go. I think the other card, I think I must have done olive, and it was I thought it was too dark. So let's put a green one right there. And again, there's no rhyme or reason. All right, who just came on and said, hey, Dawn, because I can't see your names, unfortunately. I think I should have left us on my main Facebook page, because I tell you, being in the group, if I had known that it was going to be having more difficulties with Facebook, I would not have done that, but it's okay. You know, we just learn to live with it. All right, so I'm just randomly chatting and putting some ink to these leaves here. All right, I think that's probably good. We're not going to see the side, so I think we're really good at the top. Actually, I could come back. No, I think we're good. I probably should have had some come off the page some, but I think we'll be all right. We'll see how that works. Okay, so let's set our ink off to the side. I don't think we will. We'll need, yes, we will need that again. Okay, so now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add our little strips on here. And what I'm going to do is of course, I do measure my paper, but I don't measure. I'm just going to lay these on here, and we're going to glue these down. All right, and then I will probably try to get them so they're straight and even. We're going to glue these down, and then this piece we're going to go ahead and start stamping our squirrels. But I want to make sure I get these on there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and attach these, and then we'll be ready to roll. So let me put some, this is Tombow. And most of you have probably heard me say I hated Tombow. I never used it until this past year because I kept going through so much seal and our snail beforehand. I don't know why, but so I stopped using it, and I can't see it that way. And, well, I still use it. Don't get me wrong. I still use it, but I use this for making cards and stuff because it's just easier. And at the bottle, it's less expensive, and you get more out of it. I was going through like seal. I mean, every week it seemed like I was changing out my seal, and So, anyways, but I'm getting used to it. I like the way, see, I can remove this and reposition everything. I just don't like the fact when it gets on my fingers. I know, I'm like a little prissy girl. It gets on my fingers. I don't like that because then my fingers get all gluey and sticky. And this is the craft mat. You have to have one of these. This is a must-have in your craft room. I think it's $5. This is a silicone mat. So if you get glue on it, you just wipe it off. Let it dry like that. And then you just rub it off with your fingers. And then every now and then I run it through, I wash it. I just run it under the sink and try to get all the glitter or whatever I have on there off. And I'm hoping that these things are going to be even. So let me, give me 1 second. I can tell that they're not. One of them looks longer than the other, doesn't it? Did I not trim this one? Hang on a minute. Let me get my ruler. We might have a crisis here. All right, this one measures, this one's that's at 4 and, that's at 4 1/4. What is this one? 4 1/4. Okay, they're both at 4 1/4. So let's see. I got it off just a little bit. Oh, I think we'll be good. Let's see. Let me put the white on there. And then we're going to go ahead and I think we'll be fine. Yeah, this one's down just a little bit. Let me see if I can move it up. Hang on a minute. We're going to do some surgery here. If it doesn't look like it's going to work, then, yeah, I can lift this up. We're just going to move it up just a tad. So that's one thing about the Tombow is it does give you the flexibility to, if you're careful, you can lift it up and move it, where if you're using your seal, that's not going to happen. I think we'll probably be good with that. If it's off a little bit, I'm not going to be too concerned. I think that looks good. Okay, so we're going to set this aside for now. All right, put that over there. Now we're going to come in and we're going to stamp our piece of basic white, which is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. All right, so I'm going to come in. I need my little tree branch again, so let me get him because our squirrel is now hanging off the tree. So let me get my espresso back out. And, all right. So we're going to do a little tree branch. So we're going to have the little girl looking down at the boy, wondering what in the world he's doing. So we're going to put her right about, let's put her right about there. So there's our branch. Whoopsie. And let's go ahead. We're going to stamp a couple more little leaves on here, and then we'll get her body on there. So we'll do 3 more. Can you see? Are y'all being able to see everything? Let me move this out of the way because we don't need that right now. Hopefully I don't make a mistake. Look at that. I just got ink on that. Well, we're going to cover him up with that squirrel. Okay, so this is Pear Pizzazz. So let's go ahead and do a Pear Pizzazz. Let's put that right about, let's do that. It's going to be hanging. So we're going to hang this one from here. All right. And then we're going to come back and we're going to do our other 2 colors. So we'll do mango. And we'll put that on, let's see. Let's put the mango, let's put that one right about there. Okay, and then the last one we do will be the Cajun Craze. And this is a color I don't use that often either. Not sure why. I think I might lean more to Calypso than I do. And I think this one I'm going to do full strength. So I'm going to put him right about there. Okay, so now we've got, see how dark that is because I didn't stamp off. All right, so we are moving right along. Now we're going to bring in our Memento Black ink and the images of our squirrels. All right, so we're going to do the boy first because he's already on the mount. And this one, I'm going to walk it around the stamp. And this is a nylon, I think it's what it's called. It's not the foam. And I usually do like a little twisty just to make sure I get the ink all over the lines. Because if I don't, then we'll have to flip our paper over. So I think we're good. Now you can lay it down. And this is what I normally do on bigger stamps. And sometimes it works a lot better. All right, so this little boy is going to be sitting right down here. So we're going to put him right on the edge of the paper, which he's going to go right about there. So we're just going to push down. Now you should use the foam mats that we have, which gives you extra cushion, because the photopolymer are strictly just the stamp. It doesn't have that foam in between like our cling do. But if I push down really good on my hard table, usually I don't have a problem with that. Okay, so there he goes. He's there. That's a good thing. All right, I'll clean him off. And we're going to come back. Hang on a minute. And I am going to pull in the little girl. Let me get her on here. And put him back in his little place. All right, so let's see. We got her. Yep. And she is going to be hanging over looking at him like, what in the wild world of sports are you doing? So we're going to ink her up. And the reason I think it's a girl, because it looks like a girl. She's kind of cute. It doesn't look like a boy. All right, so we're going to take and we're going to have her feet like she's standing on this branch. Now her tail is going to hang off just a little bit. So let me bring my paper in. Hang on a second. If I don't get ink all over everything. Let me move this over here. Turn it this way. That way all my ink's on the other side. Okay, look at that. There, that's a piece of... Okay. Now we can put her right here. We're going to put her little feet. Now her tail's going to come off just a little bit, but that'll be all right. So I'm just going to line her up to make sure her feet are on the branch, so it doesn't look like she's like hanging in the air. And her tail will be off just a little bit, but that'll be okay. It's going to be off a little bit more than... There we go. Kind of takes away from the little tip of her tail, but that's all right. We can work with that. I should have moved her over just a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to take, and I have got the, which one do I have here? Hold on. I've got the girl. So now this is the one that is the full stamp that we're going to use for our color. And I'm coloring her Mango Melody. Let me cover up my black. We don't need that anymore. And let's see, did I bring my markers? Oh my goodness gracious, I've got one, but I don't have the other. Okay, we'll have to get that. Well, we can figure it out. All right, so Mango Melody. So I'm going to ink her up. All right, and I'm going to push down. Now you can see, I'm going to hold this up here. So you can see the ink on the stamp, right? Can you see that? I'll move that out of the way. All right, so there's her body. So now we're going to line this up. And the nice thing about this is that you can see through your stamp to place it. Now I got to move this just a little bit so that I can see, because I want to get her tail. Now what I do is I start with the head down here, and I try to get the head, I try to get the feet lined up, the head and the ears. So I usually start with the head, and I keep moving the paper, hang on. I start with the head and her feet, and then I try to eyeball and make sure that I am, looks like as close as I can be, and then I'm going to push down. Now, if I'm off a little bit, I'm going to show you a technique that you can do to fill in the gaps if you kind of miss the lines a little bit. Okay, which I can see I did on the tail. Okay, so see, I didn't get all the way on the body. Do you see that? Now her face is supposed to be open. Oopsie. So what I do is I take my blend, these are Stampin' blends, and I am going to take a little bit of ink, and I'm going to squeeze this down if I can get some. If not, I'll just take it off the ink pad. I'm going to take my blend. I'm going to pull in some color. I wonder if this one's dried out. And all I'm going to do is come around and color in, and this might be, let me just use, I'm going to tap it on there. All right, all I'm going to do is tap and just color where I missed the lines. So this way, you can kind of fill in where it should have been colored. And if it's a little bit lighter, that's fine, because it's going to kind of give it that, you know, like a shadowing type or effect. So I'm just going to come through with my blending pen and just color the areas that I might have missed. Now, I don't know. I think, yeah, see her little head. I think this is supposed to be covered up. That's not. And under her eye, somehow I missed that one too. But see how that colored in the areas? So it doesn't look quite as, now her tail is supposed to be like that, so she has a white. Now, if you look, I can see that her legs did not get colored. So I'm going to color them in so that if somebody sees her toes. All right, so there's just a little tip for you. And then to clean it, you just wipe it on your paper and clean it off. All right, so we've got the girl on there. Now we're going to come back and we're going to do the boy. I guess it's a boy. And we're going to do him in, where is my, hold on, crumb. Oh, there's a bunny. Oh my gosh, there's 2 bunny rabbits out in my front yard. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy to see them. The dog is in the house, thank goodness. I got 2 big ones. All right, we're going to do crumb cake. And we're going to pull this body in. So let me get his in here. Where is he with his little, wait a minute. Where's my, hang on a second. I got to find, this is the line. Hold on. Got to find my squirrel. He's already jumped the gun. All right, this is the girly squirrel. Oh, there he is. Hang on a minute. Okay, so you can see the ones that are dark in the background. Those are your ones to fill in the body. Okay, so we're going to put the boy on here. And we're going to do him in crumb cake. And again, if I don't get it right, then we'll just come back and fill it in. All right, so I've got him on there. And this one, I'm going to stand up. Hopefully we can get this one straight because I can see this one a little bit better. And this is probably when your Stamparatus would come into play, most likely. So let's see if I get that tail down there, get his head down there and his ears. All right, here we go. We're going to push his butt back just a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that works. All right. Are y'all still with me? What do you think? Okay. All right. So again, this one I didn't do too bad. It's a little bit darker than I wanted, but you know, that's okay. All right. So let's clean this off. I think all I've got to do with him, make sure I got my mango cleaned off here, is I'm just going to pull a little bit of the brown and just go right back the crumb cake right through the side of his tail, and we're just going to kind of hide that. And it you know, it looks fine. It could look like it's just like a shadow on it. Okay, and then we'll make sure we cover in his little feet. I cannot believe I had bunny rabbits. So that's just a little trick there, and I'll just color his ears. Now these are supposed to be a little bit off, but. And there we go. I think that looks fine. Not perfect, but it'll work. Okay, now I'm going to take, this is the crumb cake light, and I'm going to color the bottom of this nut. I don't know what kind of nut this is, but we're going to color that there. And then I'm going to, where is my... I left my soft suede, so let me grab that real quick. My soft suede marker, Stampin' Blend. I think it's going to be a little bit too dark, but we're going to do it anyways. We're going to color the top of the, is that a walnut? I don't know. What are these things called? Some kind of nut. And let's see. So let's see if we can just do it this way. Maybe I can lighten it, and we'll just do a little... yeah, see, I think that's going to be too dark, but we'll try it and see. This is the light color. So I'm just going to try to lightly not put a lot of color on it so it doesn't get too dark. Okay, I think that looks fine. All right, so there's our 2 little squirrels. All right. What else do we need to do on here? I think that's it for that. Okay, so now... we're going to cut. I am using, for this here, this square, I'm using a retired square punch. Oh my goodness. And this one, actually what I'm going to do, because I had to trim it down, but since I'm going to use this side here, which I think will give me just the right size that I need for my sentiment. So I'm going to punch this. Hopefully I can get it straight. I'm going to try to get it as straight as I can. And then I'm going to show you how I make that cut in the center. I am going to, let me stamp this thing first, because that way I can measure where my tail's going to go, because I'm going to cut a tail. Oh, I don't feed the squirrels, but I do feed the, we have ducks and I have a bird, well, I have a bird feeder, but usually I'm pretty good about filling it up with bird food, but we've been out of town so much, I haven't filled it up. They're probably wondering what in the hell happened, you know, like, where's my food? Okay, so we're going to put Nuts About You on here. So let me get my little block that I borrowed. Let's see. Let me pull this off here. And this one's still too big, but that's all right. We'll make it work. All right, we're going to use Memento Black. And we're going to stamp Nuts About You on this little piece of mango melody. And we're going to stamp it right about there. Okay. Now, using a square punch, you can cut your tail a lot easier. Well, I say that, but let's see if I can do it. You know how that goes. I'm going to grab it with this little guy. See if I can get him in there. I'm going to take the corner and I just want to put it in where I'm going to try to line it up to the best I can. I'm going to try to eyeball where my center is going to be, which I think is going to be about the O and the Y, the O and the Nuts About You. So I'm just going to punch right there. We'll see what happens. Nah, it didn't work, did it? I should have went up higher because I don't like that. So guess what? We're going to do another one. I think I did that the first time, actually. So let's do this again. I'm trying to be resourceful, but that didn't seem to work, did it? All right, let's see if we can get this cut. All right, let's try that one more time. Why don't I try to do this? We'll do it this way. I don't know what I did. Oh, I know. It has to be down. Well, I don't want to do that because then it's going to go into my sentiment, right? So I've got to get my corners in there. Can you see? So let's see if we can get this to work. If not, I'll just cut it the old-fashioned way. I know if I get it in here, because that's what I did earlier, because I don't want my corners to go funkadelic, but you know, it looks like it is because I've got it to, let me go if I can go on this side. This is a little bit smaller. There we go. I think that's better. Let's see if we can get it to work like that. Let's see what that does. And we might have to work with it. Still not good. I don't like that. Okay, never mind. Let's third's a charm. We're going to just cut it out. We're going to cut this guy. I do need to trim it down because it's too square. So I'm just going to come in and hopefully I can cut this straight. We're going to stamp it. Let's do that again. Man, I'm taking too long on this card, aren't I? We still got one more to go. And I'm going to stamp Nuts About You again. Okay. Put that over there. The next one shouldn't be too bad. Okay. Leave him. All right. We're going to take our paper snips and we're going to do the old-fashioned way. I'm going to cut up the center. What I think is the center. I think it's a little crooked, but that's all right. And then I'm going to go corner to the center and then corner to the center, and hopefully that works. It's a little bit wider, but that's fine. That will work. And we'll put some adhesive on here, and I'm just going to lay it down flat. We're not going to pop this up or anything. And we'll take our tweezers, and then we're going to add that to the front of our card, and I'm just going to lay it right down in this area here because it's kind of empty. So let's do that. We'll hang that right about there, and it can hang off the side some because we're going to lay this on our next layer. Okay, so that's good. Now we're going to bring in our layer here, and I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. So we'll bring in our dimensionals, and we'll go ahead and load this guy up, and then we'll move on to our next card. Let me get my dimensionals here. All right, move this one down just a tad. Okay. I always put one in the middle just so it doesn't sag. Sometimes I'll put one on each side. All right, so let's go ahead and peel these off. They're coming off pretty easy. And then we'll get our card together. And we're going to go ahead and lay that on here. And we're going to lay that right edge to edge, so it should be lined up. Hopefully, if it's off a little bit, then we'll have to deal with that, won't we? I can go up just a tad. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to do this standing up. How's that look? He's a little crooked, isn't it? Let me peel him up real quick. He looks a little crooked to me, but, which is typical because, you know, when you're sitting down and you try to keep it where y'all can see it, you know how it is. You do stuff, you pull it close to your face, right? I think that looks good. I think what it is my nuts thing is crooked. But they're nuts. That's why it's crooked. Okay, so now we're going to attach this using our Tombow. And then we're going to add a few of the matte decorative dots. We're just going to put a couple on here just to add a little bit of something, something. Just give it a little bit of extra color. Let's move this thing out of the way. All right, so that's all on there. And let's pull these dots in. There are 180 of these dots, and they're 3 different sizes. I hadn't ordered these. I just got these in the other day. So let's go on the other one. I did the green. I think I'll still go with green. Oh, I'm losing some of my dots. I think I'll go with the green just to pull in that. So we'll do it like a medium size, and I'll put one up here because this is really an open spot, right? So let's put something over here so to where we can cover it. And actually, we'll put a little one. We'll put a little baby one there. All right. So what do you think? There's our card, and then of course we'll put a piece of basic white on the inside for when we're ready to write our message and mail the card out. So there's our first card for the evening. All right, I hope you all liked that one. So now that we're done with squirrels, let me clean up just a little bit, and we're going to bring in the sheep. And we're going to have, going to probably have to get this. I know, it really is a cute stamp set. I was telling my girlfriend today, I don't really have a lot of fall cards, but now I look at this thing, and this is kind of, you know, it is fallish, right? You could really use the squirrels all year round because they come out, right? They're not just limited. But, you know, we see them more in the fall, I guess. All right, let me put this away. Okay, so let me get bear with me 1 second. Let me put my stamps back in my case because I need to use a couple of these blocks. So give me just a minute, and I'm going to put these guys up so they don't get lost. And I think that's it. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's part of his body. I was thinking I had a stamp missing, but I don't. All right, now we're going to do Counting Sheep. Now, this next stamp I'm going to show you is a free stamp that you can get through Celebration. So if you order $50, you can choose this stamp as one of your freebies. So let me set the squirrels aside, and let's bring in our next stamp. Give me one, card. Give me 1 second here. I'm moving my supplies over because I think I need, yeah, I don't need that. All right, so here's what we're doing. Now I'm changing the bottom up. So these are sheep that are just having so much fun. They're jumping all over the place. This is what the stamp looks like. Let me show you. This is the set. You can get this for $50. Then you can purchase the dies to coordinate. And I think these are Celebration, if I'm not mistaken. And those are $50. So for $100, you can get this whole set. I mean, you're going to get, you know, you're going to order $100, you get these for free. And there's 10 dies. So you got 3 of the sheep. You have the fence, the balloon, the clouds, and the star, and a hat, and a flag. All right, so this is what we're going to be using. And this is the stamp, the set that we're going to make in the card. Isn't that cute? They're jumping over the fence, having a good old time. This one's celebrating birthdays. All right, so we're going to start with, let me put this one off to the side. I just thought these things are so cute. Now, I went ahead and pre-cut everything because I knew it was going to take some time. So let me move all this stuff out of my way. Give me my block back. Give me a second so I can get myself situated. All right, so we are coming in. We're going to use Granny Apple Green. Now, I'm changing up the grass. I don't know what I was thinking. I used just jade. I don't know what I was thinking. We're going to use Granny Apple Green because that's what we're using for the card. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to fold this in half and score it at 4 1/4. So if you take your cardstock, and if you have the 8.5 at the top, then you score at 4 1/4 down the bottom, Okay, so your 8.5 would be at the top like this, right? And this is your sheet of paper. You're going to score it. Well, you'll score it like this, and then you're going to cut it at 5.5. So you've got 5.5 by 8.5 piece of paper. So both of these, you'll get 2 cards out of 1 sheet of cardstock. All right, so this is our card base, and then we're going to come in. I went ahead and cut all of our reindeer. Good Lord, cut all of our sheep. So we're going to color them. And these little guys, I think I used the suede. I'm going to use the crumb cake because I think they were a little too dark. So let me pull in my paper and we'll flip it over so it doesn't look so dirty. All right, so we're going to color these guys. And I went ahead and cut, let me show you, this little guy here, this gate. I made 2 of these and I cut these out of the basic white. So that's going to be our fence. And then I cut the clouds. Now there's 2 of these dies in the set. So I cut, I think 6 or 7 of the clouds out of the Granny Apple Green. And then I cut the balloon out of, cut the balloon out of Flirty Flamingo. So we're going to have a dancing with a balloon. And then I've got 2 party hats that I went ahead and colored because they're so small. But they have dies as well, okay? So that's what we're going to do. And then I use the Stitch So Sweetly, if I'm not mistaken, the small rectangle. And this is what we're going to stamp our sentiment on. Okay? All right. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to take, let's move the sheep out of the way first of all. And we're going to color, we're going to make some grass on our card. So let's get our Granny Apple Green. Let me move all my little pieces off to the side. And this is the time, it's really not time consuming, but the biggest thing is just stamping. And these are all white, so all I'm doing is coloring their faces and their ears, so it goes by pretty quickly. So I'm just going to ink up my grass stamp, and I'm just going to randomly stamp little pieces of grass around here, just so that I'm going to not push too hard because I don't want to get the circle up there. And I'm just going to make it look like we got grass. They're in like a meadow. And there's no rhyme or reason why what I'm doing here, so I'm just going to try to make them look. I've got lines on them because I'm pushing too hard. Let me clean this. See, I get excited. Do y'all ever do that? Okay, let's get some more ink on here. I'll try not to squish too hard. Doing what I tell my customers not to do. Don't squish. All right, and I think I'm going to wait, and then I'll put some down here once I get the sheep in place. I'm going to put some grass below their little bellies. So let me just get that cleaned off for just a second. And okay. All right, so we got our grass done. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to adhere our gate. So let me get my 2 gates here. We don't need our blending pen. I don't need the bone folder. I do need that. All right, and we're going to glue. And this also puts an impression. You can't see it, but you can see it on the card. So I want to make sure I get it flipped over to where I have the right side for my adhesive. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the gate or fence, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to just come around. I'm not going to put a whole lot because I don't want it to ooze out. Just put a couple of pieces here. Okay. And then we're going to put the gate on. So again, place an order of, whoops, gotta have the gate going the right way. This is the entrance. You place a $50 order, you can get the stamp set, and then you can also get the dies. So if you place an order, and if you don't have a demonstrator, I know there's a lot of demonstrators that watch me. If you don't have a demonstrator and you'd like a catalog or something, message me and I'll send you one. No problemo. And then I'll send you an annual catalog if you don't have one of those, and I'll send you the celebration and the mini catalog that just came out this month. Okay, so this fits perfectly on the card. If you put 2 fences, it lines right up perfect. See that? Okay, so we have our fences on there. Now let's color our little sheepies. So we're just going to color their face and their ears. So let me bring in my light crumb cake Stampin' Blend. I'm going to use the small tip because we're going to be coloring in very small areas. And all I'm going to do, I know their hoofs are probably supposed to be black, but I'm going to make them, I'm making them crumb cake. So this will be real quick. We're just going to lightly color their toenails or their hooves. All right, so how many people here live on a farm? Currently have a farm. So this is, my grandparents never had animals to my knowledge. I think they had chickens and stuff like that, but I don't think they had other any other kind of animals. I remember going to my grandma's house up in Michigan, and she'd always tell me, now go out in the field. It was right outside. They had a little garden with the vegetables and the fruit, and she'd go out and pick out what you want, you know, for vegetables and for your fruit. Oh my God, it was so wonderful. Okay, so I'm coloring their little faces. I don't even know. I guess I should have used ivory, huh? Maybe ivory would have been better. But anyways, our little sheep are going to have brown. I don't even know what color they are, right? Other than aren't they all white? I don't know. I guess I should look that up. All right, so I'm just going to color their little faces and then do their little hoofs. And the one thing I will tell you, when you're cutting these, running these through your die cutter, make sure you use some kind of tape or washi tape to hold them in place, because the dies do, I don't know about y'all's, but my plates tend to want to shift everything, and I don't like that. So, but we're just going to color. It doesn't take very long. That's why this card is not going to take long at all. And then we're going to do his little ears. We'll leave the little white spots showing. And then we're going to do his face. They're happy. They're happy. They're celebrating somebody's birthday. He looks like he's just going, oh, I'm sleeping. I'm diving through the air. All right. Now we're going to get our dimensionals out, and we're going to start putting dimensionals on these guys. Oh, here we go. Let me get my little baby ones, because I'm going to need a couple of those for the hats. All right, so I'm going to put dimensionals on the backs of my sheep. So I've got them all colored, right? So I'm just going to put 2. I don't think I need more than that. And then, so this would be a pretty easy card. But this would be a cute card for, like, I mean, obviously I would send it to any adult just because. But, you know, for a young child or a baby, a new baby, whoopsie, I think it would be perfect for that. So let's see, maybe let's put one on the belly. I think we might need another one. Let's put extra. You never can have enough. Let's put one down there. Never have enough dimensionals. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and remove our backings. And then we're going to see how we want to position them on our fence. And then I'm going to come back with the ink and try to stamp some grass in between them, hopefully. Or maybe I should do that first. What do you think? I think I will. I think I'm just going to do a row of grass right here. Let me move this out of the way before we go any further. I think I'm just going to do a little bit of grass right here, so that way if they are standing there, it will look like they're in the grass. So let's just do that. Let's just put a little bit here, and we'll put some right there. Put a little bit up here. We'll just kind of do a little bit around. Then that way, there we go. That way we're covered. Okay. Alrighty. So, all right. So now we're gonna put, this guy looks like he's the one that looks like he's jumping, right? And then this one, he is the one that's going to be holding he's going to hold the birthday balloon. So we're going to put him right here. He's going to be hanging over. He's got his feet right on the fence. So we're going to put him right there. Okay. And then this guy is going to be jumping, but I'm going to put, let's see, let's put this guy on here first. Oh, all right, which one is this one? Did I do a different deer? Oh my, I think I did. Hang on. What did I do? Oh, no, I did. Oh, yes, I did. Look at that. I did, oh, from my first card, I did 2. I did 2 of this guy, so it looks like he's jumping. But I guess we're going to, let me think how, see, look what I did. I used the same sheep. I wasn't paying attention. And when I cut the second one. But we could, now I'm not going to hold y'all up because it's already 8 o'clock. So let's see how we can make this work. Let's just do this. Let's put this guy, we're just going to put him like that, like he's happy. And then this one's going to be jumping over. So we'll make it work. It's okay. We're going to have him standing on here because he's coming and this guy's jumping from here up to there. Let's see, let's have him jumping down because he's ready to go for the party. So let's just stamp, let's see if we can get him in here. Put his feet right there. That'll work. No problem. That'll work. Should have done the other one because it looks better, but that's okay. All right, we have these two little tiny hats. So we're going to put little tiny dimensionals on these guys, on their hats, and we're going to pop those on their heads. And I don't know why I didn't put one on the balloon dude, but anyways, that's all right. So we'll put a red one on this guy. So we're going to kind of tuck that under. And then this one's got blue on it. He looks like he's having fun anyways, doesn't he? We'll put blue right here. So there's a blue one. And then we have our balloon. So we have to put our balloon with a dimensional. And we're going to put that right behind. We're going to tuck that under his arm. I'm just going to tuck that in so I don't really have to worry about it. And we're going to leave that up like that. And it already cuts that. See that little cut right there? It makes it look like the sun. You know how it's got the shade? All right, so there's that. And then I cut all of these little pieces of grass. And I don't know if we really need this or not. But we could leave it plain like that. But I thought it might be kind of cute. It might look kind of goofy. Let's see. Maybe I don't want to do that. All right. What do y'all think? Should I leave this off and not put the like it's grass at the bottom? I think I will. What do y'all think? I think we can do this. All right, leave me a comment. I know it's going to take a couple seconds. Go ahead and leave me a comment and let me know. Should we do it with the clouds down here? We're going to pretend they're like lumps of grass. I should have done it in brown so it looked like dirt. That would have made more sense, huh? So if we do it like that, and then we can kind of come back in and layer them. But I kind of like it just like the way it is. I think I'm going to do that. What do y'all think? I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to stamp a little bit of grass down here. We're going to leave those, and then we'll stamp our sentiment. I think that's what I want to do. I'm changing my mind. All right, so let's see if we can stamp this. Give me just a second. I'm going to stamp down here so it looks like there's grass on the bottom. And I'm stamping off a little bit. I'm trying not to get onto the fence as much as I can. I'm trying to see, but it's not working very well, is it? To get some grass under there. Grass, there we go. Get a little bit more grass. I'll put this down here a little bit lower. Let me come back here a little bit. I'm going to stamp off. Put a little bit there. All right, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave it that way. Yes to the grass. Okay. Yeah, I think so too. All right, so let's see. What else do we need? Oh, we got to do our sentiment. Hello. Okay, so we are going to, now I know I brought, maybe I lied again. I did. I really thought I was prepared. I have to go get my balmy blue because I stamped, actually, we'll just do Memento Black. We'll just, I'll stamp it lightly. Oh, hang on a minute. Or we could do brown. We could do crumb cake. Let's do the black. We'll see how that works. We're going to say, so glad it's your birthday. We'll just stamp off a little bit, and hopefully this works. It better, because we've got a stitched rectangle shape here. So let me stand up and see if I can get it stamped on here, which I just touched it, so I guess I'm going to have to push my stamp down. Oh, good. That looks nice. I'm glad I stamped off a little bit. It's a little low, but that's okay. You know me. It's okay. Everything works out. And we are going to pop him up on 2 dimensionals. So we're going to do that real quick. And, okay. Now I have a new online class that I'm going to be offering next month. And I'm going, whoops, better put that on the right way. And What do you think? Should I put it on a corner at an angle like that? Or should I put it straight? I kind of like the angle because everything's kind of crooked, you know? And that kind of covers up that little space. Or I could put some more grass right there. No, I don't think I like that. Let's do it like this. Let's go ahead and cover that up. And we'll lay it like that. And I'm going to come back. I'm going to add another piece of grass because it looks kind of empty there. So let's do that real quick and then we'll call it a day. I've got a new online class that I'm going to be offering next month, and I'm going to be using the deer. And it is I've got some really cute cards that I'm designing. So if it's something that you're interested in, stay tuned. If you're not on my email, if you haven't signed up to join my email list and get my newsletter, go to my blog at shallwestamp.com and you can sign up there. Or I think there's a button on my Facebook on my business page, Shall We Stamp page. Okay, so we're going to push that off to the side. And let me bring in the cards again that we made and get some of this stuff cleared off so you can see what we've done. Let me move my mess out of the way off the table. All right, so what do you think? There's 2 cards. Aren't they the cutest? I love the little sheep. And that's something that you can get for $50 for free. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm going to come back on. Thank you very much for joining me again on a Tuesday evening. It is almost 10 after 8, so I think we've done pretty good. So thank you again. Make sure if you haven't left a comment, make sure you do. You can go back and watch the replay if you'd like, and I will draw names. I usually do it in the afternoon, probably around 2 or 3 o'clock on the Tuesday of Facebook Live. So this will be up, and you'll be able to come back and watch the replay probably within the next 15 minutes if you've just signed on late. Don't forget to share and make a comment if you haven't already. And I think that is it. So if I can help with anything, let me know. You can reach me at dawn@shallwestamp.com is my email. You can shoot me a message through Messenger or whatever you want. Have a great night, a great week, and a great weekend. Stay cool if you're in the hot parts of the States. And we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye now.